Hello, everybody. Welcome to Truman Tea Time. I'm your co-host, Josiah Rose.
And I am Bianca Miller.
Today, we're on episode 4. Seems like we've been doing this a lot longer, but we're only on episode 4.
I'm quite comfortable with it now. I would have to be honest.
I'm pretty comfortable with it. I was never really nervous about it, which I'm nervous about everything in my life. Like every tiny, insignificant thing I get nervous about. I kid you not. Before I go to work, every time I go to work, the hours leading up to me going to work, I'm a nervous wreck.
Oh my gosh, really? How long have you been working?
Like 2 months.
Oh.
But this is like something that's been a part of my whole life. I'm a nervous wreck before I do something because I feel like I've screwed up the time or that something like that. I've screwed up the time or I'm doing something wrong or something like that.
Yeah.
And I cannot shake the feeling.
I feel that. I really feel that. Before a tournament, I get really nervous. Like, when I'm not even there. Like, I don't know. But I feel like that's normal because it's sports. So I can relate, but not really.
Yeah.
But follow up on our last podcast.
Which I don't remember most of the details from.
We were talking around the end about It Chapter 2, and I went to go see it over the weekend, and I would like to say I made a mistake about,
Wait, hang on. Should there be a spoiler alert?
There should be a spoiler alert.
We should save this to the end.
Okay.
Just so we give everyone a chance to listen to the podcast, and those that don't want to be spoiled.
But I want to address it because I was kind of embarrassed. Like, I saw it.
Do it without spoiling it.
Okay. So, Pennywise did not bully gay kids.
All right. That's enough information to get the point across.
Okay, I was wrong about that.
Without giving anything too much away to technically be qualified as a spoiler.
Yeah.
Because there was news stuff about like
Yeah, it was a big deal on Twitter about Pennywise is homophobic, blah blah blah. But I got my information confused because I was on Twitter so much. Pennywise didn't make fun of the gay kids.
All right. Now, we got to stop talking about it because people will get offended that we're spoiling them on a... How old is the movie now?
Like the original movie?
No, It Chapter 2.
Oh, it's only a few weeks.
Okay. I was going to say, like, if it's been, like, 3 months, then...
Yeah, it's still in theaters. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
But the book and the original have been out for so long.
I know that. Yeah, they've been out since, like, 1990s. The movie came out, I think.
A long time.
80s, somewhere around there. Speaking of movies,
yes.
I saw Endgame for the first time.
You did?
Like 2 weeks ago.
Really? How was it?
It was pretty cool. And Endgame has been out almost a year now?
Quite a while, yeah.
Yeah, so technically, by my standards, if a movie's been out for longer than a year, you can't spoil it anymore. Like you've had your chance to see it. You've had your chance to see it, especially if it's a very popular movie, and like lots of people are talking about it. If you haven't seen it yet, that's your own fault. So Endgame, it's not spoilers now. If you haven't seen it, go look on one of those pirated movie sites.
It's everywhere now.
It's
probably
everywhere.
on YouTube, like uploaded in 5-minute increments.
I saw in sophomore year, I spent an entire two class periods, watching the entire Shrek movie 10 minutes at a time on YouTube.
Really?
10 minutes at a time. I was like, I am making great use of my life.
There's YouTube channels that will upload their like full movie, and it's just a still image for an hour, and they're like, link in the description, and then it gives you a virus.
What?
I'm serious. Like, I wanted to watch full episodes of this one Korean show I was watching at the time, but I couldn't find the next episode. So I went to YouTube, and they're like, full episode, English subtitles. And I click on it, and it's just 45 minutes of a still picture that says, click in the description. And I clicked on it, and I got a virus.
Great.
So
back to Endgame.
Okay.
Before I saw Endgame, I saw like a little theory video on YouTube about like why was Hulk struggling so hard to snap, but Tony didn't. And they were basically going into like how, oh yeah, Hulk wasn't worthy enough to snap, but Stark was. But if like big detail that Hulk said. Like he was like, I really tried to bring her back to Hawkeye. He was trying to bring back Black Widow from the Soul Stone. That's why he struggled.
Yeah.
And then oh my God, that ending battle was awesome.
It was.
When Captain America, whenever Thor was fighting Thanos, fatty fat Thor.
Fat Thor.
That's my favorite version of Thor. That was hilarious. But fatty fat Thor was fighting Thanos, and he got beaten into the ground, and his hammer was all the way over there, and it was the greatest cinematic moment I've ever seen. It cut to the hammer, and it started lifting up and going over there. You thought Thor was getting it, but it went right past Thor. Thor was surprised, and it was like at Captain America's feet and panned up to him holding the hammer. That was the coolest thing I have seen in the entire Marvel franchise.
Was cool.
That was awesome.
I remember that scene vividly, and I thought it was cool.
That's something I will always remember. And Marvel is a master at light humor.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's not just a comedy movie, it's a superhero movie, but they make such great jokes for that.
Yeah.
Like whenever they had to swap the hammer and axe, no, you get the little one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good movie. I really enjoyed it personally, but as I've said multiple times, I have very low standards for movies to begin with.
I don't have very high standards, but if I like a movie, I'm gonna like the movie. I don't care what all the critics say.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but I never really do sit down for movies. So when I see one and actually sit down through it, good or bad, I'm just like, oh, that was decent. Just I don't care that much about movies to criticize them so deeply.
So,
yes.
You make
music.
Instrumentals.
Yes, I do. So, SoundCloud rappers have been very popular recently.
Popular is different from good.
Yes. So, I know a lot of people who ask me to write for them, and I'm not going to expose anyone, but I have written tracks, multiple tracks for multiple people in this school, in other schools, in the community in general. So I write tracks, and if they have a original instrumental that sounds good, mind you, I've probably done it, because I don't put out bad work. I refuse to put out bad work.
Yeah, but on one hand, I refuse to put out bad work, but on the other hand, what if you don't think it's bad, but other people do? What then?
Well, that's their opinion. If I think it's good enough to put out by my standards, which I have pretty high standards when it comes to music, I will put it out. I will sell my tracks. Everyone has a different taste. I'm never going to please everyone with what I do.
See, we talked a little bit about this before the podcast, which is big mistake, big no for us podcasters. Mm-hmm. We talked a little bit about it, touched on it, and asked a question that I immediately cut myself off on, how many different types of music do you listen to?
I listen to whatever is popular on the radio. I listen to whatever is popular on the world charts. I listen to K-pop. I listen to rap. I listen to regular pop. I don't listen to country. I don't.
What kind of rap do you listen to?
Just anything I find enjoyable. I listen to the older stuff, the newer stuff, underground stuff. I'm into a lot of different kinds of music. I can see the creativity and how people would enjoy it with every genre, even country. Even though I don't listen to it, I get how people would enjoy it. So
see, I'm an old school hip hop head, and I'm a little into funk as well.
Yeah,
just to get into those samples, but I have high standards for rap. Mm-hmm. And I don't like the new age rap, just because it's too sing-songy and goes along with the instrumental, like the actual verse goes along with the instrumental rather than standing out from it. That's what I don't like about it.
Honestly, that's how I create my instrumentals, though. Like, if someone wants... Okay, so I sell my stuff. If someone wants just an instrumental, I won't put a track to it, like a sing-along thing, because you can put little... you can put tones in it that if you sing to it, it will hide it. Like, so I make demos, too. So I make full demos, I make instrumentals, I make lyrics. And I sell them. So if I make a lyrics to go with an instrumental, I will make it match. I will make the chorus match the instrumental and stuff like that.
See, the crazy thing is, I didn't know about this until today. I didn't know this about you.
Yeah.
This seems like a pretty serious thing, a serious hustle.
Yeah. I sell my instrumentals for $50, my lyrics for $25. Demos, I make them, but no one ever asks for them yet. So like I will make a demo for you if you want a demo, but like those are a lot more money because I have to record myself.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, and there is a rush fee. If I'm rushed and not given enough time, if I'm not given any more...
How much is your rush fee?
If I'm not given any more than 3 weeks, it depends on how fast.
That's quite a while.
Yeah. But if they... Yeah, it depends on the time. If they want me to make an instrumental overnight, like, that's...
I mean, you could do it.
I can do it.
It's not exactly the hardest thing in the world.
It's not easy, though.
I'm not saying it's not easy. Yeah. I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm not saying it's terribly difficult.
That would be my whole night.
Like, with a little bit of spark of inspiration, I think you'd probably bust out a few instrumentals overnight.
I could, but that would be my entire night.
Yeah.
And I do have a passion for it, but I also have a passion for wrestling. And, like, I have a whole bunch of other stuff I do. So... Yeah, if I'm not given an adequate amount of time, there will be an extra fee to it.
So my stepdad is actually thinking about getting me a set of turntables for Christmas because he knows I'm really into like old music.
Yeah.
And starting to get into funk as well. So I'm talking like DJ turntables with the mixer and everything. So he's thinking he can get me that and I can get some records and I can start scratching.
Wow, really?
And
that sounds fun. I've always wanted to do that, just for like the fun.
Start learning how to scratch, really. Like, I don't know exactly how to scratch. I know a few basic principles. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't know what they're called, but I know a few of them.
Yeah.
And, I like funk music a little bit. Like, I'm getting into that. So I could probably even recreate some of the better known instrumentals like Let Me Ride, Nothing But a G Thing. Nas is like I don't know. Mr. Gordon gave a presentation in freshman year about himself. No, freshman or sophomore year. And no, it wasn't a presentation about himself. It was one assignment and we had to write basically a story about it, like why it's so good. Like on a piece of media of our choice, like why this is the best of it is.
I remember that.
And his was like Nas is the best rap song. I kind of agree. I'm not saying it's the best, but it's a pretty good song.
Yeah, I never really thought of one song as the best because I'm just into so much and like I don't know, when I'm listening to a song, I just don't listen to it to listen to it. I listen to the harmonies, the background vocals, everything, because I love doing that. That just makes the song 10 times better to listen to more than just what's there. It's
more than what's at surface value.
Yeah, it's so much more than enjoyable.
What's being shoved in your face.
Yeah, it's so much more enjoyable to go deeper into it
and really listen to it.
Yeah, because if you really listen, just the singing, you will notice like 10 different layers to one song.
Yeah, sometimes I really think about music as I listen to it.
Yeah, like there'll be the regular just singing that's like at full volume what you hear at surface level, and then there'll be like something deeper and then something else, and just like I don't know. It's a lot more enjoyable to listen to music that way, is what I found. So that's probably one of my favorite things to do.
Speaking of music, I uninstalled iTunes on my laptop.
Oh, why? What's the tea?
I uninstalled it that way I could reinstall it on an SD card, which has 256 gigabytes.
Oh.
Side note, how on earth did we advance far enough in technology that where 15, 20 years ago, something the size of my thumbnail could fit 256 megabytes, but now something the size of my fingernail can fit 256 gigabytes of data on it. How? That's insane when you think
how
about it.
How didn't we... I don't know. It's just how didn't we figure that out sooner?
It's a micro SD card with 256.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Anyway, back to iTunes. I uninstalled it that we could reinstall it on there. But I can't reinstall it because my laptop only has 2 gigabytes of RAM.
Yeah, we were talking about that.
And it's hardwired, so I can't change it. I can't change how much RAM I have. Nor can I can't do it with storage either. And now I'm looking into getting a better laptop or even a desktop.
I've been looking about, those multiple monitors.
Yeah.
I've been looking at getting something like that. I want 2-3 of them. So I can, have a whole bunch of different things open at once. Multitasking. Yeah, I would love that. It's so much money, though. I want a full setup.
It's hard to set up, too.
It is.
You have to have the right ports and the right cables.
Yeah, but, my dream setup, I would have, microphones and, a whole bunch of that, sound stuff. And I would have, 3 monitors, a glow-up keyboard, a nice swivel chair, a desk with, an L-shaped desk or something.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know.
My ideal setup is an L desk with 4 monitors, PC connected to 3 of them, Xbox connected to the other, because I use Xbox. Mm-hmm. If I had a PS4, I'd probably use a switcher. That way I don't use up 2 monitors for those. But then I'd have my scratch set that I possibly might be getting over off to the side connected to my PC and everything.
Yeah,
definitely the L-shaped desk. I love L desks.
They're bigger. They're just so much. They can do more. I don't know. It's pretty looking. Have you ever? Have you ever seen those pull-out beds with a desk in the bed? Oh my God, they're so cool. I've seen
a bunk bed with a desk on the bottom. But
it's I saw it with it's a bunk bed, but there was a bed, and then you pull out a desk, and then you shove the bed up. Yeah.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, it's crazy. And there's stairs up to the top instead of a ladder.
Whoa.
Yeah, and then there's a built-in closet, so it's huge. But it's really cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I remember once I was on a tangent. It was 4 or 5 years ago. I was on a little tangent of secret rooms in houses. And
those are cool.
They are, though. It is so cool to actually have a set of stairs behind a hidden door in your house. Mm-hmm. I can't say I've experienced it firsthand, but it'd be awesome.
It's cool. Oh, I would love that so much.
Oh, yeah.
Just a hidden...
Yeah, just hidden area. Just a room to chill out in.
That'd be so cool.
Probably sell pirated music or something.
I do that with my Sims all the time.
After that sparked a tangent on bunkers, underground bunkers underneath my house. As more of a when the crap hits the fan sort of thing.
People
survival.
Live in those.
Yeah. I still am on board with the idea of having a bunker that I just live in. Survival
people
bunker.
can make them look super cool. They're tiny, but they look so cool. Isn't there a show about that? Or used to be?
There has to have been.
Yeah, because I remember seeing...
Top Gear, but for bunkers.
I remember seeing it. They would put a tunnel underground, and they would, give it a makeover, and I don't know. It would just be... It's so cool. They make them look like actual homes. They're really cool, and I love them.
Speaking of Top Gear, cars can do crazy things in Top Gear.
I thought you were talking about, like, Cars, Disney.
Oh, my God. Speaking of Top Gear, Cars, ka-chow!
And I was like, really? Okay.
So, have you seen any, like, the clips from, I can speak. Have you seen the clips from Top Gear on YouTube? I can speak English.
I haven't.
Man, they do crazy things. They make, like, houses out of cars and, like, livable homes out of cars.
Like a car or like a bus?
Yeah, literally a car.
Oh my God.
They basically do crazy experiments on cars, sort of, by modifying them to do things that they would not have been inconceivably. They had one challenge where they had to build a house out of their car. One of them made a modern house. It was like a stilt house. Went up.
Wow. Oh my God.
It was tall. The wind was almost tipping the car on the freeway. Another one just made basically a rocket ship styled car and just laid down in it. The third one just had a bunch of wood panels in the back, and he set up like a perimeter and made sort of like a cardboard box fort house.
Remember when YouTube was recommending that one video of the girl that lives in the back of her van? Did YouTube ever recommend that to you?
No.
Because everyone I've ever talked to was like, yeah, one day I got recommended a video of a girl that lives in the back of her van.
I've never been recommended that.
One day it just popped up and it never went away.
I mean, I've been recommended a video where this chick was like living in her car and she was going over her routine and brushing her teeth.
Yes.
That's the one?
Yeah.
Oh man, why did YouTube recommend that?
I don't know.
Why does YouTube recommend these?
It was recommended to like everyone, and everyone decided to watch it. So
that's insane.
It was crazy. I don't know, but there's multiple. I looked more into it. There's multiple people that live that way, and I think it's like I would never do it because I'm very high maintenance. But that is so cool. I just think it's so cool.
I can't believe she makes a giant cardboard box fort out of a car every night. Speaking of cars, again, I am looking into getting a 1972 Monte Carlo. Look it up on your phone.
Okay, will do.
I don't think you know what it looks like.
Can you explain to me what it looks like? 1972, you said?
1972 Monte Carlo. I think it looks good. Now, for listener,
that is so cool.
Yeah, from 1972. It's got to be horrible for fuel efficiency, but I'm going to get one of those. I'm going to get it worked on by a mutual friend or something, and then I'm going to look into getting it turned into a lowrider.
Well, it's so old it must be bad on miles. Like mileage.
Well, that's why I'm going to get I'm basically going to get the engine replaced. I know that's pretty expensive and not very likely to happen, but I'm going to get some serious work done to the engine and make it a lot more fuel efficient.
These can get kind of expensive.
Yeah. Even if I have to just take the car body and put it onto another car. I'm just going to take this shell and hermit crab it, all right?
Hey, people do that and it looks good.
And it works good.
Uh-huh. Yeah, these are really pretty cars. They can get expensive, though, like the nice-looking ones.
For those of you listening, just look it up. It looks good. Trust me.
Oh, look at
1972
this one. The one in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
I like it. It's
good.
Kind of like a teal, green, blue.
Yeah, it looks like it's from the 1950s, but also from the 1970s at the same time.
Yeah,
the color
it is
says
so
1950s,
pretty.
but the style says 70s.
I like the style of
love
back
the style
in the 60s, 70s.
70s and 80s. The 60s were still pretty curvy, but the 70s and 80s, they were more geometric and boxed.
I like,
And the engines took up most of the car.
I like that, stereotypical 60s, pastel blue car.
Yeah, that was a very strange colorful era.
I loved it. I think so pretty.
I like the art style of 1950s. Ford Thunderbird. Oh, that's a pretty cool one.
I like it.
Ford Thunderbird. I'm not a car guy. I just like a couple of certain cars. I think the Thunderbird looks pretty good, but I'm definitely gunning for that Monte Carlo.
Mhm. I would get a car like that, but I just feel like if I get in a bad car wreck, I'm done. Like,
yeah,
I'm done.
If I get that car is gonna be my baby. All right, that is something I'm showing off to people and I'm protecting with my life.
But like, the airbags, they must not be very.
Well, just drive carefully. Don't get in a wreck and you won't have to use them.
It's not always my fault.
Don't want to get hurt skiing? Don't go skiing.
No, but like I would like a car with like a backup camera and like all that new safety stuff. That's just what I feel like I would want. It would make me feel better.
I feel like as long as I can drive well, I'm pretty good. As long as I'm careful, which I'm a very careful human being.
It doesn't matter if you drive well. It matters if people around you drive well,
well,
too.
If I can... Not to toot my own horn, I don't have a license. I'm not saying I can drive well. If I can drive well enough to get out of the way of somebody that's driving poorly, I consider myself great and totally fine without safety features.
Well, here's the thing. One time, my mom, when she was like 17, 18, my mom's a pretty good driver. She's always been a pretty good driver from what I've heard. But she was like in the middle like of going through a stop sign, and this car that she didn't see just like crashed right into the side of her car, like 60 miles an hour. Like, honestly, the worst. They were just going so fast and down a hill. So she was driving good. Can you
imagine more of a cinematic view? Like, they come over the hill and they fly at least 30 feet forward before hitting the ground.
Oh my God.
Then they're just zooming.
She shattered both of her kneecaps. Like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, she shattered her kneecaps. Her face was a mess. I wasn't born yet, but like I heard stories. So she was almost dead. So thanks for not dying, Mom.
So to part away from the stories of the U.S. government inflicting damage on people, I don't know where I'm going with this. Anything going on with your life soon? What's coming up? Any plans?
I have an upcoming tournament, fall brawl. I'm kind of excited, kind of nervous because I haven't wrestled since freestyle, so that's gonna be fun. Probably like I don't know. I'm kind of nervous for that, to be honest. But yeah, I think that's all out of the ordinary things I'm gonna be doing.
This weekend, I'm going to be visiting Mom. She's in St. Louis. She's real sick, so she's staying with family. But this weekend, me, my brothers, and my stepdad are going down there to visit. She is under the impression that I alone am going there, and this is going to sound like I'm tooting my own horn, but it's factual. I'm her favorite. Like, I'm basically the one that keeps her happy.
Aww.
And she's been real homesick. She's under the impression that I alone am coming out there to visit. And I haven't been out there in a couple months, but and she's only been out there maybe a month.
Yeah. Does she live out there or does she work out there?
She's unemployed. She's like real sick to the point that she can't work.
Oh.
Like, I'll explain it off the podcast, but she's living out there for a few months while they treat her.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And she's under the impression that I alone am going out there, so she's kind of hyped about that. But whenever we all show up as a surprise, I think she's going to be ecstatic.
Aww.
And yesterday, I found out at work, like, I posted, like, I work at Quick Trip, and at Quick Trip, you can post your shifts for other people. I prefer doing that than leaving the store hanging.
Yeah.
So I posted tomorrow's shift and Saturday's shift. And I found out yesterday they both got taken. So yippee-ki-yay. And
that's amazing.
That's great. Everything's working out in my favor this week, which is great, except for math class. Which, I mean, its own thing. Oh, also, speaking of classes, ROTC. Are you familiar with certain things in ROTC?
My sister was in it freshman year.
Okay, so you know practically nothing.
Yeah.
So in ROTC, I'm a Let 4, which means I'm a year 4. I've been in the class this is my 4th year in the class, I'm in a boat with a couple of other people. Like, in 8th hour, like, maybe 6 or 7 other people. The rest of them are sophomores, juniors, and a couple of freshmen. Mm-hmm. We were in formation on Tuesday doing uniform inspections. I had more in mind because I would have been late to school, and I cannot be late to school anymore. I've been late way too many times. I got promoted within 2 minutes, because this was a decision they had already made. Within 2 minutes, I got promoted to 4th squad leader, which is plenty of responsibility. I have to deal with the two annoying kids in class, and I have to set an example. But then they realized they screwed up, and this was all within like 2 to 3 minutes. And I got promoted to platoon leader.
Is that bigger?
Which is huge.
Oh.
Like, I am, as far as the student stuff goes, I am in charge of 8th hour.
Oh.
2 classrooms. First Sergeant Doherty and Sergeant Torres. Both classes. That's my platoon now. And
well, I think that's amazing.
I hate this. That's so much responsibility. Because I don't want to screw this up. I really don't want to screw it up. But I think I might screw it up.
Oh, don't think like that. I think it's amazing. Good job. I'm proud of you.
It wasn't my choice. I didn't work for that. They just said, yeah, you're a year 4. Let's make him platoon leader. Let's give him some responsibility. He'll straighten up then.
Do you plan to go to the military?
I've been kind of debating it for the past 2 years. Freshman and sophomore year, I was like gung-ho. I'm going to the military. I know this, that, and this. I don't know everything else. I might go to college, but I'm going in the military.
Yeah.
I kind of decided over the last summer that I'm not really going to I'm not going to college. I do not want to go to college.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't have I don't have enough interest in any specific field to go to college. It's a waste of my time.
Money.
Time, money, effort, everything. And then I'm not going to the military just because I don't really have a reason. I just don't really want to go into the military.
Yeah, it's a big decision. It's huge.
Yeah. Like, I know they'll pay me, but it's pretty heavy work.
Yeah.
I know there are great experiences in the military, but
one of my close friends,
I'm not motivated.
He's leaving November 18th to go to boot camp for the Marines. So, and
good luck on that.
Yeah, I'm really excited for him, but
it's not a sarcastic thing. I'm saying good luck, like wishing him good luck.
Yeah, honestly, good luck. Wish him the best. He's really nervous though, and like, isn't the Marines like one of the like?
They are their training. From what I know, they have the hardest basic training.
Yeah.
And they are the most heavy duty, not heavy duty, but like they're.
I heard.
How do I say this?
Very hard to get into. First of all,
they're pretty difficult, but they're not as bad as the Air Force. Air Force, you have to be super smart to get into. But Marines, they're like, if you're a Marine, you can take pretty much anything that's thrown at you.
Yeah.
Like, you could probably outdo anyone in an argument.
Yeah, like he's a very tough guy, and I'm wishing him the best. If he's listening to this, not gonna say names or anything.
Jonathan.
Not gonna say anything, John. But no, John isn't his name. But
that really makes me wonder if his name is really John.
It's not John.
I don't know.
But yeah. So, and also to anyone else planning to go into stuff like that, good luck.
All right, good luck on that.
Yeah.
I think we're just about done for today.
Yeah.
We've talked about a great many things. We didn't have a plan today.
We
no
didn't,
plan. This is completely impromptu.
Hope it turned out okay.
I think we did pretty well.
Yeah, I think so too. Let us know.
Early stages, we're doing great. This has been Truman Tea Time.
Yes, it has.
Episode 4 already. I'm your co-host, Josiah Rose.
And I am Bianca Miller.
We'll see you next time.